All right, today we're actually going to start something I had wanted to start on Monday, but pushed it back. We are going to be doing Moom Expression Sheet Part 1. Now this will be a sketch, so you will need to make sure you have your sketchbook. I'm going to click the instructions in Canvas. And in the instructions, it tells you what Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 are for. Part 1 is going to be the sketch. Now, when we did expression sketches earlier in the marking period, I would not let you do a round face. That's because of this assignment. So we're going to go download the rig. Okay. When that is downloaded, you can simply come down here and click Open. And if you get the message to save the scene, choose Don't Save. Now, this is simply a scene, so we have to set the project. So as soon as your screen stops spinning, it's thinking. Go ahead, when you get this ray nodes, just click Do Not Show This Again and click OK. That won't affect us for what we're doing. All right, so the first thing you do before you play with it is File, Set Project. Go into your Maya Projects folder. If you need to go back to desktop to go forward, do. We're going to create a new folder, clicking this button up here. We're going to call this folder Moom. And then we're going to double click over here on folder to go inside that folder. This is where we're setting the assignment. Create your default workspace. Now we're going to set the project or create the project folders by clicking File, Project Window, and simply click Accept. Now, if you remember, we downloaded this from Canvas's downloads, so it would be in our download folder. We need to save the scene inside our project. So I just click File, Save Scene. Do not change the extension. If it is a Maya ASCII, keep it on a Maya ASCII file. Save as. And just click OK on that message. All right, it was a Maya, looks like at the MB. Let me go back to Canvas and do a double check on that, because this is important to know. I'm going to go back to the original file. I just want to take a peek at the original download. The original download was an MB. So when I just save that, I want to make sure it is an MB. So just to be sure, I'm going to click File, Save Scene As. Make sure this says Maya Binary. All right, so it's Moom MB and Save As. Otherwise, your project would not have saved. All right, you're going to be working on the face in this. And if you just click, you can click the 4-panel view. You're going to be working with the face only, but so you don't want to rotate anything. And try not to mess with the whole rig. In fact, to make sure if we do play with it and mess with it and we want to get it back, let's save a second copy of the rig. Let's do File, Save Scene As. Let's call it Moom. Click before the period, Part 1. All right, so that way you know this is Part 1. And then when we're ready to start Part 2, you can open up Moom again and save it as Part 2. All right, so I'm going to press the space bar when my mouse is over this view, and I'm going to zoom in and pan down so I can see the face. This is Moom's face. You are not moving the rig right now. I'll show you how to do that in Part 2. But you are to draw this face 9 times with 9 different expressions. Going back to my instructions, if you want to Google animation sheets like we did before, you may. Remember, we're talking about happy and sad and angry, perhaps surprised. You can go look at those different ones that you did before. We opened the Moom rig, we set the project, we accepted the default workspace, we created the project folders, and we did File, Save Scene As, and gave it a name, and make sure it's make sure it is a Maya binary file. Now, you are simply going to be sketching this on your sketchbook. You need 9 faces. So you need to draw a grid in your sketchbook that is 3 rows by 3 columns. All right, I will show you that in class if you need help with that, but you will draw the face 9 different times with 9 different expressions. You are required to label each expression to tell me what it is in case I can't figure it out. You're going to take a photo of your sketch. You're going to put that inside your 3DMA folder. You're going to create a new folder inside your 3DMA folder. Name that folder Moom. All 3 projects will go inside this Moom folder. And then you upload just the sketch to that folder. You do not need to put it on a Google slide. Just upload the photo. Then the URL to the sketch inside the folder can be turned into the submission. This will be a minor grade. Look at the rubric. 9 unique sketches is worth 75 points. Labeling is worth 10. The photo of the sketch, uploading it with the link in the submitted assignment is worth 5 points. And on time is part 10. In another video, I will go over the instructions for part 2. Please let me know if you have questions.